Welcome to the Bulletproof Podcast episode. If you are watching, please do some stretching while you're watching, listening, or reading. There's going to be a quiz that also pops up on YouTube right now. If you are listening on podcast, there's not going to be a quiz, but on YouTube there'll be a quiz that pops up here, and it's from the Bulletproof app. Answer the question. It's around addiction. And hey, I'm Gary. I go by Gary the Expert. I'm a best-selling author, ex-addict, and someone that has over 100 reviews helping people with addiction. This isn't going to be fancy cuts and all, so that's why I say go hiking and go for a walk. But let's delve into the answer to your addiction. Well, what is it? The challenge is with this statement, the answer to your solution, and how much instant gratification do you want? Do you want this right now? Do you want it now? Do you want it now? Is that the problem? You just want the answer here now and that's it. But I'm going to give you a reality check, which is going to be useful for you. Obviously, me being an ex-addict and also helping clients, I understand this. What's the problem with, by the way, I support AI, improving, growing, all that stuff, using it, leveraging it. What's the problem with when you go onto AI and you ask, what should I do? What's the problem when you go and you ask someone, what should I do? What's the problem with you in this video looking for the answer? The problem is once you get the answer, all of the work is done. But the real work isn't done. Now, I might be speaking like Da Vinci here and in multiple different codes, but the reality is this. If I say go do journaling, and that's the answer to your problems, you're going to then say, great, journaling. And then you're going to say, well, how do I do that? And then you're going to say, oh, I don't know if I can do that, or I don't know if I want to do that. The answer was journaling. Now, what am I getting at? You should go to AA. You should go to rehab. They're the answers, right? They are answers. They're not the answer. They're answers. If I just say that as a blanket statement, I say, go to AA, go get a journal, go meditate, go exercise more. There's no substance in it. Now, what do I mean by substance? And this is where the real work comes in. And I'm being serious about this and I'm being real about this. Imagine I said, go exercise. You'd say, all right, sure, whatever. What do I do? When do I do it? How frequently do it? What about my diet? That's all you start saying. Then you might do it, you might not do it, you might do it for a while, you might not do it for a while. But imagine I said, if you exercise is as effective as antidepressants, and if you exercise 3 times a week for 6 months, you are statistically way more likely to carry on that habit for the rest of your life. It's also going to make you feel more proud about yourself. You're going to feel more confident. You're going to have better sleep. You're going to have more energy. You're going to have more life in you. What I'm doing is I'm deepening the work on exercise. Now, this will get into the trauma, this will get into the hardships, this will get into the guilt, the shame, the regret, and this is what all addicts are about, including self. Uh, the, as we deepen our understanding and knowledge on a certain thing, the more emphasis, attention, the more dedication, the more value we give to this, the more likely we are we're going to follow through. Exercise, I gave you 2 statistics. It's as effective as antidepressants. In 6 months worth of training, you're more likely to be a full-time, lifetime exerciser. Is that a word? Someone who habitually exercises. That's studies, facts, information. What about the element of if you do it 3 times a week, you build social networks, you get healthier, you feel more confident, you sleep better. Now exercise becomes a little bit more entertaining. What if you get a runner's high? What if you feel some immense, pleasure from dopamine from getting exercise? Now, journaling. Let's look at journaling. How to start, what to start, when to start. And I'll get into the answer in a moment. Journaling. If I say just go journal, again, questions come up. How do I start? What do I do? Where do I do it? When do I do it? What do I write? I don't know what to write. What you do in journaling is that's it. Again, a blanket answer isn't enough. You need to spend time thinking, conceptualizing, understanding the benefits, the consequences, the growth possibilities, the formula, what's going to give you a good return on your time spent. The more time you spend on quote unquote journaling, and let's do it, journaling. Imagine you were to do journaling and you were to do a 21-day gratitude list. For 21 days, you'd write 3 things down that you're grateful for. And at the end of that, you'll be literally rewired when it comes to gratitude and conditioning, particularly around thankfulness. That's absolute scientifically fact that they say that. Don't know who they are. Don't ask me who they are and the sources. But 21-day gratitude list, 3 items a day, that change the wiring in your brain. Obviously, you're writing something down 3 times a day, 21 days. Imagine I said, well, in journaling, you can write down your goals for the week, 1 goal per week. Would you make more goals? Would you achieve more goals with your week if you didn't have a journal compared to having a journal? You would. Now, am I getting your flavor interested in journaling? The more time you listen to the episode, the more time you're investing into journaling, the more time you're investing into exercise. These are answers. Are they the answer? The problem is, and I mentioned the problem earlier on, that once we have the answer, that's it, we're done. We can sit back because we know it. We know the answer. So what's the point of doing anything? Because we know the answer. Now, let's get on to the element of shame, regret, guilt, the lowest vibrational frequencies, energy, emotions that people and humans can feel. We're the only species on planet that has those emotions when it comes, like animals just instant, just next moment. They're in the moment. They don't know. They don't understand. They don't see in the past. They don't see in the future. They only live in the moment. So when it comes to these guilt, shame, regret, emotions, what do you do? What's the answers for these things? People say push stuff under the carpet. Well, there's an answer. Is that the answer? People say, what else do people say? People say, put it behind you. Stop. Just stop using the drug. Just stop using the substance. Stop using the behavior. Stop doing the behavior. People just say these things. It's like, right, that's the answer. Right. I wish I didn't think of that. I wish I thought about that, in fact. Just stop this thing. Just stop. What a simple answer. Why didn't you do that, guys? AA wouldn't be a thing. NA wouldn't be a thing. Rehabs wouldn't be a thing. Therapists, psychologists, addiction counselors wouldn't be a thing if it was just stop. So we need to get in, spend time going through dangerous, dark, negative waters. As we go through those dangerous, dark, negative waters, we become more desensitized to those sensitive things. Imagine you had a lot of fear of your partner leaving, you had a lot of doubt, you had a lot of concern. Well, if you go over there, you start feeling emotionally sad, numb, negative. You've went over. The fire isn't as hot next time and next time and next time. And the more you can turn down the volume, turn down the fire, the less emotional sting it's going to have on you. So the answer, what you've been searching for in this episode, isn't one sentence answer. Do this and you're done. You don't want to hear that because it's instant gratification. Nobody wants to hear that because it's instant gratification. You've got years of addiction habits, addiction thought processes, addiction philosophies, and it's going to take one sentence for you to come out of that. It's not true. You're going to have to go through those uncharted waters and spend time in darkness, in fear, in pain, in guilt, in shame, in worry, in regret. And eventually you're going to get through those things with working with someone, with yourself, with journaling, with meditating. The more you can sit in them, the better you're going to be at them. Imagine meditating. I said, I'm going to strap you down to a chair. And you have to feel and think the things you don't want to think. You're not allowed to move from this chair for 24 hours, and you're only going to think about the things that you don't want to think about. How would you come out of that room at the end of 24 hours? You might have a panic attack throughout the middle, first 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but I think at some stage you're going to be like, really? This was my facade. I had this little echo chamber around me, and this was blocking me in, and this shut me down, and this made me play small and reject and not take the actions and not take the words and not go for it. These were this little masquerade around me, this paper wall. I let that paper wall with 2 levels deep hurt me and stop me. And even if there was 15 levels, at least you got through the 15 levels in 24 hours. The answer is not in instant gratification. The answer is going in, spending time, and becoming okay with the time. That's the thing. You got to spend time. How much time can you spend on that darkness, fear, worry, regret, shame, guilt? Not a lot of people want to do it. Why would they want to do it? Nobody wants to do it. And that's obvious. But going through it makes you stronger. So with that, I hope you can have a blessed day. Check out the links in the description. The recovery app is literally on the App Store. You can download it. I'm very proud of that. If you want to book in for a call with me, it's also down in the description. With that being said, look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Like, comment, subscribe, give a rating on the podcast as well. That'd be awesome. I'll see you then.